Good evening on the World News tonight from BGI TV Cønt. First other major headlines. 10th Assembly, Akpabio emerges Senate President. Trøùbl meets Akpabio, governors in Aso Rock Villa. Abbas emerges Reps Speaker, Wase Jaji. Suffer embarrassing defeats. ASU President says student loan is discriminatory. And on sport, Usman arrives 22 players now in Super Eagles camp. And to the news in detail. A former governor of Trøùbl State, Trøùbl, has been elected as a Senate President of the 10th Assembly. Trøùbl is the preferred candidate of the All Progressive Congress. The voting in the election of the new Senate President had commenced with Trøùbl and former governor of Zamfara State, Senator-elect Abdulaziz Yari, going toe-to-toe. After a quick recess, Senator Tamboa, the clerk of the National Assembly, declared Trøùbl as a Senate President, having garnered 63 votes, leaving his rival with 46 votes. Against the announced time of 10 a.m., the election started before 9 a.m. After the clerk of the National Assembly called for nominations, the Senate-elect for Borno South, Ali Ndume, nominated Trøùbl, Senator-elect for Akwa Ibom Northeast, as President of the Senate. Trøùbl accepted the nomination, while Elisha Abo, Senator-elect for Anambra North, nominated Abdulaziz Yari, Senator-elect for Zamfara West. The senators protested that Yari was not allowed to stand for the position as a first-time senator. After the lawmakers cast their votes in alphabetical order, two representatives of each team came to count their votes. Senators Adiola Solomon and Ndume came out to represent Senator Trøùbl, while Abo and the Senator-elect representing Ondo South Senatorial District, Jimo Ibrahim, represented Senator Yari.
President of the Senate. You can now
And there you have it. The clerk of the National Assembly has announced the results of the election. Mr. Abdulaziz Yari scored 46 votes, while Senator Trøùbl scored 63 votes. And therefore, Senator Trøùbl has emerged as the president of the 10th Senate. His colleagues are congratulating him. Colleagues across partisan lines, from different political parties, are congratulating him at the moment in the Senate chamber.
I
do solemnly swear.
God's will uphold Akpabio, CON.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will be faithful.
That I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance.
And bear true allegiance.
To the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That as President of the Senate.
That as President of the Senate.
I will perform my functions.
I will perform my functions.
Honestly.
Honestly.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Faithfully.
Faithfully.
In accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
In accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And the law.
And the law.
And the rules of the Senate.
And the rules of the Senate.
And always in the interest of sovereignty.
And always in the interest of the sovereignty.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Solidarity.
Solidarity.
Well-being.
Well-being.
And prosperity.
And prosperity.
Of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That I will strive to preserve.
that I will strive to preserve
the fundamental objectives
the fundamental objectives
and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will abide, by the code of conduct, contained in the fifth schedule, to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
So help me God.
You need to sign. Yeah. I think so.
Senator Godswill Akpabio has just taken 3 oaths. The first is the oath of allegiance. The second is the oath of membership of the National Assembly. And the third oath he has taken today is the oath of the President of the Senate. He is now signing on the documents. After this, the nomination for the position of Deputy Senate President will be open.
Yeah, then he will sign here.
Going on to the next story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is meeting newly inaugurated President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. Also in the President's office are Imo State Governor and Chairman Technical Committee on the APC Senate election, Hope Uzodinma. He is also accompanied by Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and former Kano Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. President Tinubu earlier in the morning hosted former President Goodluck Jonathan in his office, but what they discussed was not known. The group's Chief Executive Officer, GCEO of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mele Kyari, is also meeting with the President. And to the next story, Tajuddin Abbas, a former member of, Tajuddin Abbas, a member of the House of Representatives from Kaduna State, has emerged as the Speaker of the 10th House. Mr. Abbas trounced his 2 opponents by polling 353 votes, while former Deputy Speaker Idris Wase and Aminu Jaji managed 3 votes each. The votes that 2 men got were from themselves and lawmakers that nominated them. Mr. Abbas was nominated by former Majority Leader Adodo Gua and was seconded by Nnaji Nnolim, a member of the PDP. The former Deputy Speaker was nominated by Tijani Ismail and seconded by Mohammed Abdul Mumin. Also, Mr. Jaji was nominated. Ahmed Adoro, Sada Soli and Miriam Onoha did not announce their withdrawal from the race. However, no one nominated them. During the voting, they voted Abbas.
I will be faithful.
That I will be faithful.
Bear true allegiance.
And bear true allegiance.
To the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That as a member of the House of Representatives.
That as a member of the Federal House of Representatives.
I will perform my functions.
I will perform my functions.
Honestly.
To
the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Faithfully.
In
accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
In accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And the law.
And the law.
And the rules of the House.
And the rules of the House.
And always in the interest of the sovereignty.
And always in the interest of the sovereignty.
Integrity. Solidarity.
Well-being.
And prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That I will strive to preserve. The fundamental objectives. And directive principles. Of state policy. Contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will preserve. Protect. And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will abide.
and that I will abide
by the code of conduct
by the code of conduct
contained in the fifth schedule
contained in the fifth schedule
to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Where is your sign?
I can sign with a blue Bible. Thank you very much.
But you read Bible.
Thank you.
All right, it's official. The 10th House of Representatives Speaker is Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. He's a third-term member of the House of Representatives. He's immediate past chairman of the House Committee on Land Transport. He's been a member of the House of Representatives, I beg your pardon, since 2011. The next action in the chamber now, after the Speaker finishes signing the documents, would be the election of the Deputy Speaker. Nominations will follow just the way it did with the...
From that story, we go to the next one. As the signing of the student loan bill into law by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu generates euphoria in some quarters, the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, is not excited about the development. President Tinubu on Monday, June 12, 2023, signed the student loan bill in fulfillment of his promises to liberalize funding of education. The bill, sponsored by Femi Gbadabiamila, the Speaker of the Ninth House of Representatives, is interest-free. While breaking the news to State House correspondent on Monday, aide to the President, Dele Alake, said the student loan bill will enable indigent students to access government loan to fund the educational pursuits. This is a promise made during the presidential campaign by the then candidate, His Excellency Bola Tinubu, that he will bring back the student loans issued onto the front burner. And today, that promise he made has been kept. He has just signed that bill into law, which henceforth would allow or enable our indigent students to access federal government loans to fund the educational pursuit or career, Alake said. But Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, the national president of Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, is unimpressed by the law enacted to support indigent students. In an interview, Oshodeke described the student loan law as discriminatory, as saying ASU would soon react to the development. Like ASU president, the national president, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, Mr. Anderson Ezebe, is equally not impressed by the developments. Moving on to the next story. The National Industrial Court in Abuja has ordered the arrest of the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Usman Al-Kalibaba, and the Force Secretary, AIG, Afiz Enoa, due to their failure to obey a court order considered as an act of contempt. Previously, the court had directed the Inspector General to employ certain police officers, graduates of courses 33, 34, and 35 from the police academy, who were reportedly forced into retirement. However, the court order was allegedly disregarded by the Inspector General of Police. The officers who were forcefully retired took their grievances to the court and sought an order to nullify their compulsory retirement. The court, overseen by Justice Oyebiola Oyewumi, ruled that the Inspector General, the Police Service Commission, and the Force Secretary should restore the officers to their position. Despite the judgment being delivered on April 19, 2022, the Inspector General and other defendants have not yet followed the court order. In a recent directive given on June 8, 2023, Justice Oyewumi reprimanded the Inspector General for not complying with the court's ruling, despite advice from pertinent police force stakeholders. The court's order criticized the Inspector General of Police for his defiance. This is an officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who swore an oath to uphold the rule of law, and the same law he has now failed or refused to obey. Justice Oyewumi continued, expressing dismay at the precedents being set by the police chief's behavior and calling the situation preposterous and appalling. From the story of IGP to the court, we go to the next story. Guinness World Record GWR has officially confirmed Hilda Effion Bassi, popularly known as Hilda Bassi, as a new record holder. Information report that in an announcement on their official Twitter account, the renowned organization expressed their excitement after carefully scrutinizing all the footage. Hilda Bassi has now claimed the title for the longest cooking marathon individual. The body added that for those eager to discover the exact time awarded to Hilda, a captivating video has been shared. Hilda made the headlines in March 2023 when she boldly announced her intention to attempt the record for the longest cooking marathon. This endeavor aims to surpass the previous record set by Lata Tondon in 2019, who cooked continuously for an impressive 87 hours and 45 minutes. On May 11, 2023, Hilda commenced her breaking record pursuit after several days of non-stop cooking. Hilda broke the existing record on May 15. At 7:45 a.m. on Monday, May 15, 2023, Hilda surpassed the previous record holder by 87 hours and 50 minutes. From that story, we go to the next story. Youth from Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Edo, and Akwa Ibom State are not happy with Godswill Akpabio, senator-elect for Akwa Ibom Northwest District, for what they called his lackluster performance when he was Minister of Niger Delta. Grouping under the aegis of the Anti-Corruption Crusaders Network, they shut down the East-West Road, the only road linking the whole of the region to other parts of the country, asking for the probe of Akpabio. They also asked Bola Tinubu, President of Nigeria, to move against a Senate presidency bid. Akpabio, former Akwa Ibom State Governor, is contesting tomorrow's Nigerian Senate presidency, which has come and gone today. With placards bearing various unprintable anti-Akpabio's inscriptions, the youth said they are not proud that 60-year-old is contesting the exalted position of Senate presidency, alleging that he performed woefully as Minister of Niger Delta. From that story, we go to the next one. There was an information which was confirmed by Sahara Reporters sources from the community who claimed that the invasion was instigated by traditional ruler Eze Nkwocha. Some gunmen in military uniform have invaded some villages in Adakam community in Ezinite, Mbise local government area of Imo State. This was confirmed to Sahara Reporters by sources from the community who claimed that the invasion was instigated by the traditional ruler Eze Nkwocha. Recall that the report said from last December that people of the community staged a protest against the traditional ruler Eze Obi Nkwocha over his alleged high-handedness in the community. The aggrieved members of the village that make up the community had warned Eze Nkwocha to change his lifestyle and leadership in the community regarding security, protection of village roads and infrastructure, management of community resources, and respect for the rule of law, among others. They had threatened that if things did not change, the residents of the villages would have no other option but to initiate certain measures that would lead to his removal as their traditional ruler or break away from the Adakam autonomy community. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news this hour from BGI TV Current. Next to come is the foreign story. Mourners at the funeral of an elderly Ecuadorian woman were startled to discover she was still alive. Bella Montoya, 76, was declared dead last Friday following a suspected stroke. 5 hours into her wake on Friday, relatives preparing to change her clothes ahead of the burial found her gasping for air. Miss Montoya is now back in hospital in intensive care, and Ecuador's health ministry has set up a committee to investigate the incident. In a statement, the ministry said that the woman went into cardiorespiratory arrest, a loss of breathing and heart function, did not respond to resuscitation. The doctor on duty confirmed her death. Her son, Gilbert Rodolfo Barbarin Montoya, was quoted by local media as saying that his mother had been admitted around 900 at noon. The doctor told she died. And to complete the world news this hour from BGI TV Current is the sport news. Victor Usman is the latest player to arrive at Super Eagles camp ahead of Sunday's 2023 AFCON qualifier against Sierra Leone. Usman's arrival was confirmed on the Super Eagles Twitter handle. The latest arrival means 22 players are now in the camp of the Super Eagles, with only Fenerbahce defender Bright Osay Samuel is being expected. Osay Samuel helped Fenerbahce win the Turkish Cup at the weekend, their first since 2013. Usman netted 26 goals as Napoli won the Serie A title, which was their first since 1990. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles had their first training on Monday, June 12, inside the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos. With the sports story, we end the world news this hour from BGI TV Current. More headlines before we go. 10th Assembly, Akpabio emerges Senate President. Trøùbl meets Akpabio, governors in Aso Rock Villa. Abbas emerges Rep Speaker, Wase, Jaji, suffer embarrassing defeats. ASU President says student loan is discriminatory. And on sports, Usman arrives. 22 players now in the camp of the Super Eagles, preparing for the qualifier against Sierra Leone. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast and other of our items. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. And on Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. Thank you for watching. I am Mori Rabila Lawal. Good evening.